prefer that I log into Zoom and share the video on Zoom, or do you want me to share the screen?
Whatever's easier, just as long as everybody can see it.
Do you want me to live stream? Okay, if I live stream, you need to go through Zoom. If
I don't care. I don't care.
Do you care if we live stream or would you rather me just,
Whatever you want to do.
I feel strongly both ways.
yeah, because we're live streaming now.
Okay, well, then you're gonna log into Zoom.
Yeah.
They train the attorneys to jump up. You can sit up.
I just need 3 seconds.
Good morning. Have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor. When we're done with this hearing on 13, I wanted to discuss it fully unrelated.
Sure. All right. People versus Crystal Rowan. Appearances, ladies. Thank you, counselors. Let's get started.
Your Honor, today's the date that we have an injury hearing. I don't know if, I mean, I want to, so this is your request. Do you want to start? I mean, I can do it. It doesn't.
If Your Honor, I just have maybe, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just wrong, just on the witness stand. She would like you to know.
That's fine. Ms. Rowan, come on up. Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Come on up here. Watch your step on my ramp right next to me here. It's an incline. Settle in the chair.
Would you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Crystal Brown, R-H-O-N-D.
Yeah, Ms. Ron, have you had an opportunity to view the film from your charge? How many times?
3.
And would you, what you feel is about having the judge look at? If you look at it from.
I'm okay to watch.
Pardon me?
I'm fine with the watching.
Okay, thank you. And it's all right if you play it right now?
Yes, it's
All right, thank you. This shouldn't take long.
Okay.
The shoes, I can see that.
Here you are.
Wherever you want to be. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The arrow, are you able to do the arrow? The shoulder judge.
Oh, yeah. So judge face tail lights that are right here. The curvy,
Gotcha.
that's the envelope.
Thank you. Where are we at, Officer King? Are we approaching Belleville Road or?
Yeah, eastbound, I-94, Scotia Belleville.
Thank you.
Is that fine?
The first one? Yeah.
I'll make it.
Crystal, could you please explain to the judge about your driving?
So I was driving, I was driving east, toward Belleville Road. As I was coming up on the exit, I seen the lights come on. And I didn't know if he was going up the ramp or if he was coming behind me, so I just kind of like drove straight ahead. Until I was like, oh, I'm gonna pass my exit, so I got over and I realized he's coming behind me, then we pulled over to the side.
Thank you. Is there any questions that you would like the prosecutor to ask you that you might be able to explain yourself about, your process?
If,
Feel like
I was explaining to them that, I take NyQuil to sleep at night sometimes, so it's only doing them, like I've noticed, this, I'm dealing with it with my therapy. When my mother passed suddenly, I don't sleep well at night, so heading into the month of her death, and it lasts for quite a bit of time. I take NyQuil to sleep at night, so that was toward the end of the month of October. She passed suddenly in November, so it triggers in between November through November, December. We haven't like realized how long it lasts, but it lasts for a little time.
Okay.
Yes, I had to take some also.
Okay, thank you. And your driving, you feel was not abnormal because of your thinking or what? You could explain better.
Well, I had been crying because I've been thinking about it, but my driving was what I thought was fine.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
Any questions?
No, we go.
All right. Ms. Rowan, you can step down, watch your step on that ramp. Ms. Finnegan, are you planning on calling Officer King?
Yes, please.
Okay, Officer King, come on up. You've been warned on the ramp before, so be careful. Raise your right hand, swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Settle in.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Park King, King.
Okay, and where do you work?
Vanguard, Police Department, Vanguard Township Police Department.
And how long have you worked there?
I've been with Vanguard, almost 12 years.
Where were you at any place before?
I was retired from the city of Fraser after 28.
And, is it? Why did you, or what drew you to the attention of my client driving?
I observed, Miss Rowan operating in Board Eagle eastbound on 994, near a street called Reisner, which would be, between Belleville and Rawsonville, while eastbound on 994. At Reisner, she made a sudden right-hand turn as if she's gonna exit the freeway. My concern was that there's no exit there. There's just, a ditch and a fence and things like that. She straightened out from there. That's what initially drew my attention to her. And I continued following her eastbound on 94 to that point.
Okay, and have you ever seen any, cars swerve before that you've never stopped?
No,
You only stop it when they pull.
I did, it generally, like, let's put it this way. I generally observe them for a period of time afterwards to determine, you know, what they're doing. If they, continue leaving out of their lane like Ms. Rowan did, then I will stop them and investigate them. You know, if they're, swerving to avoid a deer in the roadway or an animal or something like that, they go, okay, well, that makes sense, but then they drive perfectly straight afterward, then I might not stop them.
Okay, but you didn't observe her for a real long time after, did you?
I did, I followed her for probably anywhere from 3/4 of a mile to a mile, just observing her driving behavior after that.
It was straight pretty much, wasn't it, until you turned your lights on?
It was not. I mean, as she was in the right curve lane, she was weaving into the center lane. She's weaving off onto the rumble strips on the side of the road. That's why I decided to, activate my lights at Belleville Road. Because it just continued getting worse from that point forward.
Would it be unusual for people to not know where to go when you put on the headlights, overhead lights around, because they're not sure if you're stopping somebody else or you stop?
If I didn't turn on my lights until Belleville Road, so I was behind her at a distance. So as not to make her nervous or anything like that. I wasn't tailgating her, I was just observing driving behavior at that point. I didn't actually make the decision until her bleeding continued to get worse to stop her at Belleville Road.
And her weeping got worse as you saw her not, but when it came to like that beat, when you go up a ramp.
Well, and I activated the lights, 'cause I didn't know if she's getting off at Belleville or she just continued to weave off onto the rumble strips at that point in time, so. That's why I decided to stop her there, just to investigate the driving behavior.
Can you say you turned the lights on right when she was getting to the V?
Yeah, you saw, I mean, I was stopping her at Belleville Road, so, I mean, you saw in the video, that was accurate portrayal of what happened there. That's where I activated the lights at Belleville Road.
Wouldn't it also be fair to say that her version could be very true? She's not sure. Are you stopping her or somebody else? Because I saw the traffic. Is that true? There was other traffic?
I really don't know what she was thinking, ma'am, so is
it possible?
I don't really, that would be completely, I really don't know what she was thinking. I'm just telling you what I observed and what my thoughts were at that point in time.
When you've stopped other people and they say that that was the reason, do you give them the benefit of the doubt, don't you?
Oh, I try to give everybody that job.
And what did you do for Crystal?
Hmm?
As far as giving the benefit of the doubt, what did you do for Crystal?
I stopped and investigated, her driving behavior.
Okay.
I did my job.
Yeah, take care of everybody, right?
My job is to uphold the Constitution of the United States, the ordinance and the laws of Vanguard Township as well as the state of Michigan. That's my job. I'm a law enforcement officer.
And as a law enforcement officer, you also have to use common sense in your discretion, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sure you did.
Actually, I did, yes, ma'am.
Oh, good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Smith, man.
Yeah.
Do you know how far it is from Watsonville Road to Belleville Road?
Rossville, the entire width of the township, every township's 6 by 6. So the entire width from Rossville to Hagerty, which is the width of our township, 6 miles. Belleville's approximately halfway, so from Rossville to Belleville is about 3 miles,
About 3 miles.
approximately. I haven't measured the exact distance, but with the way that the township is plotted out, Rossville to Belleville would be the halfway point, so about 3 miles.
And, did you see where she came on?
No.
She was already on when you got.
My first observation of her is when she attempted to exit a right or was not exit. That's the first time I recall seeing her vehicle or paying attention.
What made you think she was exiting when there was?
She took it was an abrupt right turn. I thought she was going into the ditch.
Could it have been to reach down to get something?
I don't know. I don't know at that point in time. She made no statement after the fact and anything contrary to it. I just telling you what I was.
Sure.
Did you ever have an opportunity to explain to her why you stopped it?
I don't recall what the exact discourse was, ma'am, but I would have indicated to her she was stopped believing.
She stopped the weeping?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There's nothing further, thank you.
Ms. Manorino?
Officer Payne, when you saw Miss Rose attempt to exit at Reisner, did she depart the lane of travel that she was in?
Yeah.
I want to go back to the video.
Can I ask a question? Well, I know I can. I'm just trying to be polite. At what point did your camera activate, if you know?
I activated the camera after watching her almost drive off.
So after riser?
Yeah.
Fairly quickly?
Yeah, I'd say within maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay, so probably 200-300 feet?
You know, when she tried to make the exit at Reisner, I watched her drive and I saw her leaving, so that's why I decided to activate.
Thank you.
So Officer King, this stretch of 94 is as you're approaching Belleville Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how far approximately this road sign that advertises the hotels that are at the Belleville exit, approximately how far that is from the exit?
It'd be anywhere from 3/4 of a mile to a mile away.
And at this point in time, it appears from the video that she's either hugging or straddling the white fog light. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
And so there was nothing, in your opinion, about her driving behavior more than a half mile before the exit that indicated she was trying to get into that flare lane to exit at Belleville Road.
No.
Let me ask you this. At this point, are your lights on?
No.
It sounds like right here. It sounds like your vehicle is getting louder in proportion to the road noise that we're hearing. Are you accelerating at this point?
Yes.
Why?
Because I've identified enough driving behavior at this point in time with her leaving and stuff like that to affect the stop. So I've been hanging back, just to observe the driving behavior. And I've decided since we're coming up to Belleville Road, I'm gonna, attempt to effect a stop at Belleville Road. So that's, I'm accelerating to get up to the vehicle at this point.
At this point, are your lights on?
No,
At this point, are your lights on?
no. And then you can see the flare lane for the exit at Belleville Road starting right there.
Did you observe Miss Rome's vehicle signal to exit the freeway?
No,
At this point, are your lights on?
no,
Does the siren turn on when the lights come on? Do those two things coincide, or does one have?
you have to actually manually activate the siren after you turn on the lights,
Okay,
the way I set up my car.
okay, so when your lights turn on, then we hear the siren, is that?
No, my siren will never turn on.
Okay.
Unless I activate it myself, and I turn on the lights first, and then if they're not paying attention, they don't see me or they don't see the lights, then I'll activate the siren afterwards. So I'll also set up the car so where the siren automatically turns on, I do not set up the car.
Okay. So let me see, before we see the reflection of your lights on the roadway and the other vehicles, your lights are not on before we can see that
No.
reflection.
And this is why I didn't know if she was actually exiting Belleville Road or if she's gonna continue straight and just driving down the white lines. Between the lane markers there. So I didn't really know. She did end up exiting off at Belleville Road.
Also, can you been a police officer for a while, you've affected a lot of traffic stops, right?
Yes.
In your training experience, would there be a multitude of reasons for why someone's vehicle would be having trouble making?
Yes, it could be a mall.
Okay. And so have you had occasions where it wasn't an obvious explanation of I dropped something and I was picking it up or things of that nature?
Yes,
But those are things that you also typically find out if we look at the driver.
that's correct.
When you stopped Miss Rowan's vehicle at just exiting Belleville Road, what was the initial reason for the traffic stop?
For the weaving and for the driving behavior and failing to maintain the.
And then after you had contact with her, did that morph into something else?
the
And I was just suggesting that they were leaving.
It might have been.
I have nothing.
Any questions for Officer King, Ms. Finnegan? Sure.
One, you said that you made lots of stops. I'm sure you have your many years of career as a police officer, if you do patrol. And do you do traffic patrol in particular?
I have in the past. I had a traffic assignment when I was in Fraser. Then I became a supervisor there. I had a traffic assignment for about 3 years here in Van Buren. That night, the night in question on October 27th, my current assignment is as a radio call zone car, which is not border traffic in specific. We do stop cars for traffic infractions and stuff, but mostly we're out there to take criminal complaints and respond to calls for service.
Thank you. And then I just have maybe one or two other ones, and you said you've made lots of stops in your career, which I'm sure you have. For what suspected drunk driving?
For a variety of things, ma'am.
How about specifically for drunk drivers?
Yeah, specifically for drunk driving, I have to.
Have they all resulted in being drunk?
What's that, ma'am?
Have they all resulted in the drivers being drunk?
No, I mean, occasionally you'll run across, people who are having medical emergencies. Occasionally, I've stopped a couple of diabetics who hadn't been drinking at all and determined that they had not been drinking and actually got them emergency medical assistance. It's been, those are just a couple of examples. of
Have
some of
you
the
ever,
things that-
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever been stopped by a police officer?
Yes,
Okay, and have they put their lights on?
yes.
And were you wanting to make sure whether it was for you or for somebody else? So you had to decide if they were gonna go?
No, I usually see them coming and know exactly who they're gonna stop.
Okay, and then when you get the years of experience, you used to, right?
No, I just say, sometimes you just know you're doing wrong. And, you know, and most of the times I've been stopped, it's been for speeding. And I just, you just kind of, there's been a couple times where I was stopped for something other than that, but I mean, I just, typically, people see the police coming. And that's been my experience too.
But if you. You probably have friends that aren't police officers, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them tell you they get freaked out when they see the lights, isn't that fair?
No, I never had anybody say they're freaked out.
Never find you.
I'll take judicial notice that some people are quote unquote freaked out when they see the lights on behind them.
Okay, one more.
You may.
Thank you very much for the.
Any follow-up, Ms. Manorino? Officer King, you step down, watch your step. All right, no other witnesses? All right, go ahead, counsel.
Looking at that, I think from anybody who's a normal driver and who's not always been a police officer their whole career. I can say, although I was there for 10 years, prior to that, and even after that, and you say, you didn't get freaked out, but you're not sure if they stopped me, did I do something wrong? And, or are they wanting to pull me over? So I think that her behavior was normal. Yes, she went over and did that other way, but she was driving pretty straight. Then when she starts getting closer to Rossville, then the lights start coming on, and that's when she's, all right, which way do I go? Am I gonna go into the V, or am I gonna go up and stop the V? So, we feel that we really didn't, I mean, I didn't think her driving exactly that at all. But from what I saw until the lights came on, then definitely it was. So we're believing it was not really probably thought it was part, just that he's so used to that. Picking drivers up for that many years, just assuming. And he knows the right way to stay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Manorino.
Hey, your Officer King's testimony is that prior to Mr. Page regarding the recording that the defendant's vehicle was given to maintain her lane and that he was concerned that she was gonna exit into the ditch where there was no exit ramp. Based upon that, she had failed to maintain the lane, which is a civil infraction. Officer King could have stopped her at that point. Instead, based on his training and experience as a police officer, he allowed the vehicle to continue traveling to see if that was just a one-time occurrence or if there was something else going on. The court saw the video a couple times that showed that on at least a couple of occasions, the vehicle traveled over the white fog line, was having trouble maintaining the lane, and was increasing the inability to maintain the lane as the vehicle approached the Belleville Road exit, which was all prior to Officer King activating his lights. And so I don't know that any argument about being freaked out about that patrol vehicle having its lights on is really impacting her behavior before the lights come on, before the defendant knows that she's being pulled over. There was sufficient probable cause for the traffic stop on at least 3 or 4 different occasions. Based upon that, we would ask the court to, find that there was sufficient probable cause and allow this matter to proceed.
Thank you. Anything else, counsel?
Just a quick rebuttal, please. First of all, we did put on this video right away that she could have done. And quite frankly, I thought a lot of the driving that we saw just before she gets to Rossville, no doubt about it, she was in the middle. And that's when the lights that came on, they'll start to get activated. And I think that, quite frankly, if he was, he could have put his lights on, or his video on a lot faster, and that would have been more convincing, instead of doing it when she's almost to the road that she's gonna be getting off. So, you leave that.
Counsel, you're not watching the same video I've watched twice. His video was on long before he got to Belleville Road. He activated his lights when she got to Belleville Road, but he videoed.
I don't think that's all clear.
Okay,
He said as soon as he saw her going off, anyways, instead of putting it right back on to see, she didn't be able to go straight. No, I'm sorry, I didn't think that's so clear.
okay,
Well, once she's getting closer to Rossville and sees the lights, that's when she can feel it driving very deliberately, bad driving.
okay. All right. Anything else?
Okay.
Nothing else? Okay. All right. I do find that there was probable cause, just what I saw in the video, regardless of what happened to Rise. I always thought it was Risner, but I know a family that spells her name that way. Even without seeing what happened at Risner Road, what I saw in the video was she was not maintaining her lane. And once again, like Ms. Manorino said, the argument about the lights causing her problems, the decision was made to stop her and investigate before his lights went on. I find probable cause. Do we have time for a pretrial today, or you want to schedule one?
If we could just talk,
Sure.
I think we have talked about all the time. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
I can now close on the line, turn I got into the call. So finally, if you're Bonnie's here, Bobby Road's here, right? DST silence here, but there's like a little thing with a gate going in the airport, and the cop, they park here sometimes, okay? So I go driving up, I know we're talking, we're chatting, I notice he's sitting, right? So I stop, and when I go up to the stop, there's a cube truck right here. So I stop and I don't, I roll stop signs. I really admit, I roll stop signs. I didn't roll this one, right? I got her sitting right next to me. I gotta roll it with Jim Patton sitting, you know what I mean? Because the compromise is better, you know what I mean? So I stop here and he stops us here. And as he pulled off, I'm like, well, wait a minute. He couldn't even see me.
There's a cube truck.
I'm like, okay.
Have a good day, he said.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we were in the court car, so he knew what was going on before he walks up to him. Yeah. All right, ladies, we're back on the record on the People versus Roan. I understand Miss Roan has decided to take a plea to impaired driving, correct? All right. Miss Roan, do you understand your rights and options after discussing same with Miss Finnegan? You don't have to get up. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's disrespectful. Have you discussed your rights and options with counsel? You understand your rights and the options those rights give you today? And do you understand the possible penalty for this added charge? Are you pleading guilty today freely and voluntarily to the added charge? All right. October 27, 24, you drove a vehicle in Van Buren Township, correct? And prior to driving that vehicle on that date and at that location, you consumed some alcohol? Correct?
Yeah, maybe, but maybe I want to.
Sure.
That's what we need to help all of you.
Yeah. Okay. Was there a breath test or a blood test?
It was a breath.
Would you stipulate, counsel, that the results were 0.08 or higher?
Yes.
Okay, well, with that stipulation, I think I've got the facts I need to accept the plea. All right, Miss Rowan, I'm going to dismiss the original charge. I'm going to send you downstairs to make an interview date with my probation department. You'll come back. They'll also set up a sentencing date, counsel, if you want some input today. So you'll come back, you'll be interviewed by a probation officer, then you'll come back for a sentencing date with Ms. Finnegan. The three of us will be here. We'll all have a chance to read the report and recommendation that comes out of that interview, and then we'll talk about whatever you ladies want to talk about, and then I'll decide what your sentence term should be. Understood? All right. Anything from the people? All right. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Officer King. Stay safe. Oh, and bond is continued.